How would you like to cook this gluten-free pie? It's actually really easy, and I'll show you how to do the pastry as well. Right, we're going to start by prepping our vegetables. So we've got a carrot we're going to dice up and some white onions. So just slice these up. Friggin' quick, aren't I? Thank God for fast forward. So we've just got some beef chuck, and we're basically just gonna chop that up roughly and remove any of the bigger fat pieces because they're gonna be a bit unchewable. And then basically salt and pepper that, pat dry it beforehand as well, which will make sure that you brown it off nicely and get a nice colour to the meat. So a bit of flour we're adding here. This is gonna keep the juices in the meat so the meat is more tender. So a little bit of oil, nice hot pan, do them in batches, and you want it sort of golden brown as you can see there. Take them out and do your next batch until all your meat's done. So a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil, stops the butter burning, and we're going to put our carrot and our onion in, and we're just going to sweat that down. And then followed by garlic, tomato paste. Cook it for another couple of minutes, followed by a glass of red wine, reduce it by half. Then our tomatoes, a little bit of water, a little bit of beef stock, salt, pepper, cumin, all the spices that I've mentioned on the ingredients list. And then basically cook that for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Right, let's smash this pastry out. So we're going to sieve our flours and gonna quickly give that a mix with a whisk, and then we've got some chilled butter, and then using your fingers rub it in so it becomes like a breadcrumb. Now a little bit of beaten egg, and basically just start to form this into a dough ball. It will take a bit of work. It's not going to be too easy at the beginning. A little bit more water if you need it, and if you end up using too much water, then just a little bit more flour. And then what we're going to do is just flatten this out onto some baking paper, as I call it from the UK, and then we're going to fold that baking paper up, and we're going to stick it in the fridge for 30 minutes. So spraying a pastry tin, or pie tin, whatever you want to friggin' call it. Roll this out. It's a good idea to leave it for about 2 or 3 minutes, depending on what the weather's like, to let it warm up a little. It'll roll a lot better once it's warm. So roll it out to the thickness that you want. You don't want it too thick. Whatever you're comfortable with. I always have it on a piece of baking paper because it's going to make it easier to get it into the tin like so. And then basically trim the edges up, press it down, give the base a fork, and then just cut the edges off with a sharp knife. And then some baking paper inside in a minute with some baking beans. Or if you've got some dried beans, they'll do the trick as well. It's just to weight it down. Pop her in the oven for 10 minutes on 200, and then turn the heat down to about 180. It's all in the description, this. Now this is for the lid, so we're going to make a lid for our pie as well. Take the beans out and then back in the oven. The beef's done. It's taken roughly about 2 hours to do, just on the stove top. So all I need to do now is I'm going to add some fresh chopped parsley. This will give your pie some freshness, and we'll cut through some of the richness because it is quite a rich pie. So stir that in, get yourself another bowl, and the idea is we need this to cool as quick as we can so we can fill our pastry and then stick it in the oven, but we can't fill it when it's hot. So neat little trick, stick it into a bowl that's cooled already. Nice big bowl. And then it should cool down a lot quicker. So what you're better off doing is doing this in the morning. Just like so. And presto. Keep watching because we got more. This is done, so it's time to get this bad boy filled. We're going to start by filling this pie crust up, and you can fill it quite amount in there. Right, then we'll stick the lid on, and then just mould it around, and then just trim the edges up. And then next thing we're gonna just finger it around. Doesn't sound too clever, that does it, but anyway. And then using a fork, we're just gonna prick around the edges as well. And then just a couple of slits in the top to let the steam out, otherwise your pie will blow up. And then an egg wash, so just one egg lightly beaten, and then just brush it all over. And then basically, I've got the oven at 185, and